my way all the way down. Start at the Gay Beach Club premier one, which is Sapphire, and then work my way through all. It gets dirtier and dirtier as we go. How we doing today? This is where one of the biggest marketing things for me is right here on the beach, because this is where everybody is. Everybody spends their days on the beach unless they're going on a big adventure. They want to be on the beach. They want to relax, they want to have a good time, and so I can catch them all here. Even if they don't come tonight or tomorrow when I'm promoting, they get my name, they see me out here, and then when they're ready, they come to the show. And that and word of mouth, that's the two best things to do in this town. It's about living your truth and getting through life with laughter and sex. Gay, straight, bi, trans, we all die in the end, so why not have a good time while we're here? So I'd love to see you guys there. Come on out, 9:30 tonight or 9:30 Monday, whatever works best for you. Grab your tickets in advance. She a popular hoe. Come on, let's have fun. Oh, it's crazy. You know, I'm out here 4 days a week. It's like my regular work week, and I call it doing my dailies, where I wander around and I chat with everybody sitting at a beach club, starting at Sapphire, and work my way all the way to the end of Mantamar. And it's kind of crazy. Everybody asks me what it's like, and I jokingly say it's like the first day of high school trying to find out where to sit in the lunchroom. It can either go really well or it can go very awkward. But most of the time people are actually really great and fun. I try to dress up a little bit exciting. I put a little jewelry on, something a little fun, and so I stand out a little more. And people tend to be really great. And the good news is the word of mouth about the show is out, so people are excited when they figure out that I'm Mama Tits. So it sparks a little thing. I make them laugh, move on, and go to the next umbrella. Sometimes it's interesting to watch people that, you know, it's just as easy to be really polite and say, you know, thank you or whatnot, and it amazes me how easily people forget that just being nice is simple. And sometimes people will look at you and just stare at you like you are the weirdest looking thing they've ever seen. Or they will look at you, you'll ask how they're doing, they'll say, I'm great, and then immediately start talking to the person sitting next to them as a direct way of telling you they're not interested in chatting. And so that's the most awkward part, but I get it. I mean, you're on vacation, you're relaxing. There's people always coming up and asking you if you want to buy trinkets or necklaces or whatnot. And I totally get it, but I try to remind people that it's just as easy to just smile and be polite instead of being mean, because we're in paradise. You could be at home in the snow and traffic and crazy. Let's have fun. You know, I'm just trying to pay my rent. Come to my show tonight.
Where are we going tonight?
So you're going to Act 2 stages.
Okay.
You guys are going to hop online without hesitation and grab your tickets in advance.
Okay.
Go to the website act2pv.com. We are going to have a show tonight at 9:30. Be there by 9 o'clock, no later. Get a cocktail in the air-conditioned lounge. And I'm going to hit the stage. I'm going to sing jazz, blues, Broadway. I'm going to talk about getting through life with laughter and sex and living your truth. And if people around you don't appreciate you for the fabulousness you are, fuck them bitches. Get better people in your life.
Love you.
Come on. Yes. So tonight, let's have fun.
What's your name?
I'm Mama Tits.
Mama Tits?
I am the bitch Mama Tits. I don't whore the beach for anybody else.
Is that you?
Yes, girl. I know it's
I
shocking.
love
Who'd have
it.
thought this could be gorgeous and that? But you know, the power of magic. I love this like Baywatch realness over here. Come on. Yes. But she's the naughty version. She's all in black. Yes. Well, I hope you guys have a great time. I'd love to see you all tonight. I'm over at Act 2 stages. I'm actually in the theater, bitch. Classy. Bye, kids.
Bye, thank you. Adios, mamacita.
Hasta luego. Y en español es mamacita teta. Teta. We gonna drop the beat. We got our lovely DJ in the house here. So during the commercials, we got the beat going. We got cocktails. We got food. An amazing food menu. So stuff your hole, get white girl wasted, and enjoy your time here at Almar. My name is Mama Tits, and welcome to the Top Sky Bar. we've partnered with Mantamar and Almar Resort to do RuPaul's Drag Race, and I get to host it every Thursday night with the show, and then we do the Untucked episode with all the people visiting from out of town. And the great thing is they don't need me in drag; they just want my color commentary. And so I get to come up, I get to relax, have a good time with people, do a little promotion for my show, a little cross promoting of the venues, and we get to have a good time and holler at a TV. So what more could you ask for? While drinking and eating amazing things with a view to die for.
And thanks for being here. We'll see you next week.
Bienvenido a mi casa. So the first time I came to PV was I brought down my entire drag troupe from Seattle. We did a show called Mayhem with Mama. It's 3 mini musicals in one. But it was a lip sync show, so it didn't go over 100% very well. I decided to ask Danny to give me a chance to come and try it again, but as a solo artist. And because within the first week of being here, I knew that I just was in love with this place, and I even told my husband that I could live here one day. And then the following season I came back by myself. I lived here for 6 months, and it went really well. And they invited me back again for a 3rd season, and it went exceptionally well. And finally now we've moved here. So as of October, in September we gave up everything in Seattle, gave up our home, sold all of our furniture and everything, and packed up what we wanted to keep and moved to Mexico. These are Huichol bead paintings. So the symbolization throughout, like the scorpion, the tarantula, you know, the shaman, the ojo de Dios, the deer, and they have these. They're almost like prayer paintings, and they're just, it's by the native Huichol people here in Jalisco, and I love authentic indigenous artwork. It's just that part of the culture really fascinates me. Culturally, people are more into living for the day. You work hard, but you also play hard. Versus kind of the belief in the United States where it's just work, and then when you retire, you can enjoy what you worked for. And the stresses of living in that type of life get to be much, especially when you're an artist and trying to follow your dream and do what you want. And living in the big cities is very expensive. And I was blessed enough to be able to find a community here in Puerto Vallarta that really embraced my art. And now I've found an affordable place to live that allows my career to flourish. This was a gift, actually. A friend of mine commissioned Francine to create a portrait of me, and so this was from my first solo season. And it was my first Francine, and now we have 3. So I'm very happy. Well, the great thing about being here is that my husband and I love to live in full color. And being here in Puerto Vallarta, being in full color is completely requested. So we've really tried to keep with local art. We have some Francine, we have some Jorge, we have some wonderful artists from the Malecon. We have artists from that have their own little shops around. We try not to buy a lot of the mass-produced things. It tends to be from people that we know or get to know, and that's been kind of fun. It's kind of the exploration and making a home where it's warm all the time is a really, really wonderful concept for me, especially coming from Seattle where it's cold most of the time. So I'm enjoying not having to put layers on, even when the Mexicans are wearing, parkas and layered in pants and a sweater and a big woolly parka in the cold. I'm still running around in a tank top and loving every bit of it. So it's fantastic. Plus I live 100 yards from the ocean. So I don't get to see it, but it's right there, and we get the fresh air every day and lots of sun and people walking by, and we've made a little sanctuary here for us so that when I'm off, I tend to not even want to leave the house. I just love relaxing here at home with my husband and our dog and friends. Poco a poco aprendiendo a hablar mejor. Little by little, I learn to speak better. Para mis amigos en la calle, mejor para mí. Mi cabeza no trabajando en la escuela. My brain doesn't work in school, so learning on the streets with my friends, you know, every day I try to learn a new word, or and I try to practice it when I can. This would be our rescue pup, Ziggy Stardust. We actually rescued him on the street in front of the theater. It's pretty great. Well, the future is to continue. I mean, this summer I'm doing my first residency in Provincetown, Massachusetts, which is kind of the pinnacle of cabaret in the United States of America, and I'm very honored to be there. I'm working on a few different gigs. I'll be in Seattle. I'm working on possibly working on one in New Orleans, and maybe a few other places. But the future holds a lot of shows for me. This is what I'm supposed to do, so I will be working here November through May for as long as they'll let me, and then the summertime I'll take time to explore more of Mexico and then tour a little bit into the US when I can. Zig Zig! Come on! Come on! Come on! I get to make people laugh, I get to make people think, and I get to inspire them to live their best experience every day I'm on stage. And for me, that's the most important thing, because I was made fun of for a long time, and very misunderstood for a very long time, and I thought a lot of problems lied with me. And yes, I had my own problems and I have my own shortcomings. We all do, but we're all a lot more aware of those than we give ourselves credit, and we are hopefully all trying to work together. But when you realize that it's not really always your fault that things aren't going right or whatnot, you just got to keep trying to be the best person you can be, learn from whatever mistakes you make, and hopefully the journey will take you to a place that you feel embraced. And I'm lucky enough to be in a place where I get to do that, and I hope I get to continue to inspire people, because you live every day, you should live it up. This is kind of like my Zen time, when I usually, some people listen to a lot of music. I mean, I have another show going on, like right now, Debbie Holiday is on stage, so I get to listen to her amazing voice. But I usually don't listen to music. I tend to just kind of sit here, zone out on what I'm doing, kind of focus myself, because I'm about ready to kind of lay everything out on that stage. Because when I'm up there, it's all for them. So I gotta make sure I'm ready to do that. You know, I love doing this. I'm not meant to do anything else. I'm meant to make people laugh, make them think, make them realize that they're fucking worth it. I mean, I grew up very, very bullied, very made fun of. I've always been a big kid, and I've always been very flamboyant, so it was hard for me to not be gay. And people have been mean my whole life. And it was rough. And I wanted, when I started doing my shows, I really wanted something. What spoke to me was that thought process of that no matter what, fuck them bitches, you're worth it. You deserve love, you deserve to be fierce, you deserve to be yourself. And so that's really what I've tried to do with my shows here. And it resonates with a lot of people. They love coming to a Mama Tits show because they know they're gonna walk away feeling better than when they walked in the room. I like being the drag queen that makes you think, makes you feel. There's enough nasty people out there. There's enough campy queens. There's enough comedy queens that are going to rip you apart. There's enough of all of that. And it's a great, you know, don't get me wrong, I love all of that. But it doesn't resonate for me. So this is what resonates. I mean, I have a famous saying in my show. I'm like, you know, celebrate who you are, and if the people around you don't appreciate it, toss them in front of one of the buses here in Vallarta, because they'll take care of it as many times. They'll run them over as many times as needed. You know, I've been doing drag since I was 16, and I turned 40 in April. So you do the math. It's a minute. I get nervous every single time I go out there because I really care about what I put on stage. So I always believe that if you're not nervous, you're not trying hard enough. You're not being vulnerable enough. And I get really lost in, I want to do well. I want people to enjoy what I'm doing, and so I get nervous. Very nervous. Not debilitating, but like butterflies, and I usually sit back here and just kind of get myself ready, and then boom, and I use that energy, and it works. As soon as I hit the stage, though, it's gone. So. I love it. Okay. Whew. Last little bits. But I can't put my hair on because I'm too tall. But yeah, getting ready to do my show. I'm gonna go out there. I always lovingly tell people that I'm a singer who does drag, not a drag queen that sings, and that is in no means detriment to any other performers that aren't. But I like to separate myself because I've been a singer for a long time. I've been singing since I was 5 years old. I was an opera singer at the age of 16. And I always tell people many years of dick and drugs turned me into a jazz and blues singer. So, but the main reason is because most of my shows are not, they're not camp heavy or costume change heavy or shtick heavy. I do storytelling and I do singing. And so I always try to make sure that people understand that they're not just going to hear, you know, somebody just kind of stumbling through music. Like I have a music director, we have a accompanist, and we work really hard to make sure that, you know, the music is right for my voice and what we're trying to do, because you know, I got to get that message across, and if it doesn't sound right, nobody listens. So the problem is that I go all the way to the ceiling. So it can be a little damaging to the wig. So I have to be careful in here. The ceiling's like Velcro. So, there. Is she pretty? I got my new hairpiece from Manolo. So pretty. Let's see where I can fit this. Ooh, I kind of like it in the front. There. There. Not bad, huh? Nothing like a little toilet in the background to make me feel glamorous. You know, my main thing is that I just want people to know that they're worth it. Live your truth, Be proud of who you are, and always remember to shine on like the star you are. If people don't appreciate it, screw them. Get better people in your life. It's too short to be surrounded by assholes. All right, let me go do sound check.
Ooh, yes. That's beautiful.
I'm aware. Thanks for noticing. Look at the. I love this though.
Well, you're like a disco ball for Jesus.
Yeah, but look at it on the walls and everything. It's like the exact pattern of the lights. Danny, look into my paillettes. Whoa!
You know if you have the piano bench?
We do have a piano bench. We can, oh, giving, it's a rich man's game. They never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Yeah, ish. I mean, you filled the room. They're upstairs. It's a good thing. It's been a hell of a season.
You mean it's hell of a season in a good way?
In a great way. Like, I've never felt so supported by a community, by tourists, as I felt this year.
Wow.
It has been like an average of 95, 97 tickets a show.
Huge.
And it's ridiculous. Like, there's one show, I think my lowest show was 70.
Wow.
And then it was like, what? And I was like, oh God, it slipped. I've lost it all. Then the next week, 110, 115, 110, 101, 108, 110. It's like, they don't need you. Watch your head. What's that? They don't need you. I'm not going on just yet. Turn this off. I know, gotta go in the dark. I always like to peek. I'm one of those. I turn the light off so I can peek and see how they are. Nice little house. We're still cramming people in. Cramming them in. Just stuff it in. Sounds like you last night.
No.
This afternoon, twice. My accompanist is a whore. But that's why we get along well.
You're just lucky.
You will still try to get in.
Like this afternoon.
I know, well.
Bad trombone.
Here we go. She usually says, how's the audience tonight? And I love it when I get to go back there and say, there are no assholes there tonight. Yay!
This is good for you.
It's not that funny.
Thank you for being nice people and not being pushy. We love nice people. Make sure you're nice throughout the entire show. Let's let Mama Tits know how much you love. Thanks, Mama. Big favor. I love Mama, but she can be a bitch if you guys can make a lot of noise. So let's make a lot of noise for Mama Tits!
My little sizzle reel.
You better get out there and work your ass off, bitch.
You know, we'll fucking try. Good to see ya.
I've seen this. I've seen this video.
Yeah. This is from the Triple Door. But it's just a good way to kind of like. It's like 36 seconds of course, I'm all itchy in my nose. Great. Picking my nose with a fucking video. Let's do this. They'll tell you I'm the biggest mother. Do not fucking say it. I love them all and all of them love me. You love me, don't you? The system works, the system called reciprocity. got Puerto Vallarta here, filming a little bit, taking some pictures. Ladies and gentlemen, wave at the camera, say hi. Yes, bitches. And right now, yeah, she's like, grip that motherfucking cock. Yes. I love it. You did not expect Christian fellowship, did you? Because wrong fucking show, bitch. My dick is in my butt cheeks. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want. Ultimately, my life has changed for the better since I came here to PV. I've been able to follow my dreams and do what I love every night, and I get to connect with so many people. And of course, it wouldn't be possible without three amazing people. One would be Danny Manini, of course, of Act 2 Stages, for taking a chance. Two would be Misconception, Kevin Levesque. If it wasn't for him putting me up for the job, Danny would never have heard of me. And three would be Turleen or John Whelan, validating the recommendation. Those three people were really key to getting me here. And so I wanted to give a shout out to them and thank them for everything that they've been a part of, as well as the amazing community here. I've never been embraced like I have here in Puerto Vallarta, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. But let's dive into the show, shall we? Let's do it! When you're a hustler, there is one thing you should know. You gotta hustle every day. And it's important to remember that we're special, but we're also all in this shit together. We die in the end. So don't be an asshole.